I just quit my corporate job and I'm probably about to have a midlife crisis. So let's go ahead and document that. I've worked in finance for 15 years, have a great job, great benefits, great salary, but I feel like I've just kind of lost my zest for life. I'm not feeling very fulfilled. I kind of want to start over. My last day of work is April 1st. I have 38 more days of corporate life and a steady paycheck, and then we're going to figure it out. So I'm on here to document the journey, everything from the financials of it, the highs, the lows. There are going to be a lot of lows. So I'm trying to document the high part right now where I'm still excited about it and see how we do. So is this the dumbest choice of my life? You tell me. We will figure it out together.
I for sure hate the job. I do. Before y'all even start, oh my goodness, in this economy, of course, yes. What is the protocol when you hate a job? Like, I mean, really hate a job. I'm so freaking annoyed. Tired of these corporations. I'm so tired of capitalism. Like, I'm not in the mood, bro. I'm annoyed. I do not like my job, right? Like before it was, no, I hate my job. What is the protocol? What is the protocol? I feel like the only thing that's really getting me through is the fact that it's almost my birthday. But guys, I hate my motherfucking job. Don't even get me started on my manager. Like, do not even get me started on my manager. Like, I freaking hate it. I hate it. And I think I'm about to get my parents. I'm really not in the mood. Y'all let me know. Like, I also feel like the people I work with, like, you know, because they're older and I'm like younger, they're always prying in my business. Oh my goodness, how'd you get this? And how did you do this? And da-da-da-da. And it's like, it's getting to a point where like I'm really over it, bro. I hate the job. I do. Also, all of a sudden, my manager has selective amnesia. And my birthday's coming up, so I already put my PTO in, like, you know, a really long time ago. And he's like, oh, I thought you already took a da-da-da. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have PTO, and I've been took it off. Like, it's just so much stuff. It's so much stuff, and it's like, it be getting me so hot, because it's like, why are you like this?
All these new hires coming in, smiling, all happy and shit. Motherfucker, you're about to find out why we're hiring.
Good morning. I have had about half of this Red Bull this morning, and I've been sitting here for the past 5 minutes thinking about things that I will no longer be participating in before I go clock in at this job. The first one is team building, team bonding, especially after 5 p.m. I bond with my couch consistently and very successfully. The second thing at my grown age of almost 47, I will no longer be participating in is office drama. If you whisper my name around the office, also whisper my job title so they know who's busy. Happy Monday.
All right, I'm going to say this one time. If the last several days of your holiday break are ruined by the sheer thought of you having to return back to work again, then that is not just regular stress. That is a warning sign.
Reason number 4 why I hate 9-to-5 jobs is because when I was an aerospace engineer, my daily take-home pay was like $300 if you average it out over 2 weeks. My problem isn't with that actual number. My problem is with how you increase that number or the options available to increase that number. So if I just become an amazing employee and come up with some crazy invention or something that makes the company $100 million a year more in profit somehow by being some sort of genius, I'm not, but let's just say I was, what would I get in return for that? A pat on the back? Maybe a little certificate? But you wouldn't see anything other than maybe a slight little raise. As an employee, your pay is not directly tied to the performance of the business. And while yes, little things exist here and there like bonuses or profit sharing, that's not the norm. The only way to make more money as an employee or an engineer is to either 1, job hop a bunch and be disloyal to any company that you go to and that you work for and just try to bump your salary up that way, or 2, you just have to wait a really long time, a couple decades, and hope that the wage increases you get outpace the level of inflation. But guess what? They probably won't. This is my problem with being an engineer and just 9-to-5 employment in general, and that's why I escaped it 5 years ago. You are not fairly compensated for the value that you provide to whoever you work for. Not just that, but your options for increasing that compensation are pretty much non-existent.
On my way to a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hate. Day 24 of documenting my 9-to-5 life until I don't have to anymore. Please tell me I'm not the only one that has despised a job so much that it's kind of ruined their whole life, that it's depressed their whole life. It's just put a freaking black cloud over their whole life. I can't tell you how many times I've started packing my stuff up, stood up, and sat back down. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't have like a family, kids, shit to support, I would have been out. I would have bounced the fuck out of there, yo. But I do, so here we are. Let's try to have a good work week. And if we don't, then we don't. Follow me for day 25. Like, share, repost. I love ya.
I would rather kill myself than work a 9-to-5. 8 hours of fucking work, plus like 1 hour of unpaid lunch, 9 hours of my day, 5 days a week. I don't care. I'll be delusional. I will live in La La Land. I will keep making music. I will keep working a job with less hours that's not in an office for less money. I will be broke. I will be poor. I will be all of the above, bro. I will be as fucking delusional as my dad says. I'll be as crazy as he says I am, or as ignorant or as dumb as I apparently am. I will be all of that, then be a fucking slave and work that shit for the rest of my life. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a fuck, bro. I will live in delusional La La Land, working towards something I actually like, something towards something I actually love, and trust the process and trust that good things come from what you love and what you follow. I don't give a fuck. I will never fucking give away that much of my soul and my life to something I don't like, to something I don't believe in, to something I hate, to a fucking system that is meant to keep all of us down and to break us all and to keep us all in shackles.
When you're sitting at work and you're like, I absolutely hate this job. I hate this job so much. I want to quit. I want to sell my house. I want to get rid of most of my crap, pack up a few hoodies, the dog, and just run away from everything that I know and hate. Here goes nothing.
Is your camera off?
What do you mean it's always off?
No, we need you to turn it on for this meeting. I'm asking you to turn it on.
Okay, I'm confused why you're coming at me when everyone's cameras are off.
Yeah, because we don't trust that you're working from home.
You don't trust me, but you trust everyone else?
For these meetings.
You don't trust me, but you trust everyone else?
Yeah.
This feels a little bit unprofessional to be doing in front of literally the whole team.
Well, I asked you easily and you're just not turning it on, so I have to escalate the situation.
Okay, I'm just confused because the work from home contract says I don't have to have my camera on. It's the same contract as everybody else, and everybody else has their camera off, and it's fine. I literally have the summary up transcripts from our meetings when we talked about it, and you said it was fine.
Okay, but as your manager, I can change my mind, and if I ask you specifically to turn the camera on, it's not for just no reason. So you don't have to worry about everyone else's camera being off. I asked you to turn it on.
Okay, well now I just feel like I'm being targeted. This is crazy. Why just me? You're clearly just attacking me in front of them all.
I'm not attacking you. I've simply asked you to turn the camera on and you don't, or you're not doing it. So if you don't want to turn your camera on for these meetings when I ask you, I can easily remove your work from home contract and you can start working in office.
Okay, I'm following the policy for work from home, so you can go ahead and try to do that, but it's not going to work.
Okay, as your manager, trust me, I can do what I want.
I'm just so over the micromanaging in these 9-to-5 work settings. I remember I had this supervisor who I just felt like, yeah, this lady is out to get me. She's just here to make my life a living hell. I was the youngest in my work setting, so I already felt like a target from day one. So this was 2 years ago when I was working my last job. My car had just got totaled, and on my lunch breaks, I would go in my car and eat my lunch, just to get a break from being around people all day. So yeah, I had decided to close my office door for that hour that I had my lunch break, because it's unpaid, and eat my lunch. So after my lunch break, I was doing some work, and I got an email from her, and it was an immediate meeting that she had scheduled for me, and I was just like, okay. So I go into her office. Like I said, this was 2 hours after my lunch had ended. And so when I got in there, I seen that she had the administrative assistant in there as well. And so I'm already raising my eyebrows okay, what's going on? So as I'm closing the door and sitting down, she says, I'm calling this meeting because we have ran into an issue. And so I'm looking like, okay, you know, what could have happened today? You know, I feel like everything was cool, so I'm listening. And she goes on to say, yes, I'm calling this meeting because you cannot close your door. It's against regulations. And so from now on, you will no longer be able to close your door. And so I'm instantly like taken aback because it's like, I can't close my office door on my unpaid 1 hour lunch break. And so I voiced to her, I was like, yes, ma'am, I don't close my door throughout the day. I only close it on my hour lunch break, you know, since my car has been totaled. And I just wanted my privacy. And she was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I'm like, well, I noticed that others close their door on their lunch break. So, you know, I just thought it would be okay for me to have that time of privacy for my lunch break that I don't get paid for in my office. And she was like, well, I don't close my door. And so I just instantly was just like, okay, this not about to go right. And I'm like, I just want to know, like, what rules am I breaking? Like, can you show me something in the handbook that shows me that I'm breaking a rule? Because I'm really just not understanding why I couldn't close my door on my lunch break in my office. Like, y'all see what I'm saying? And she was like, because I said so. I'm not pulling up nothing in no handbook. It's because I said so. And then the administrative assistant, God bless her heart, this is my homegirl, sweet little lady. She was like, Jazz, don't close the door. Mind you, everybody in the office closed their door on their lunch break. I had just did this first day because I did not have my car. And so I'm just continually just asking, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I just wanted to know what was I doing wrong, because it definitely felt like a targeted attack. Like, it just felt like you called a meeting for BS, you know what I'm saying? So long story short, this lady just never gave me a direct rule book, a direct answer as to what rule I was breaking. She just said, because I said so, that's why you're not closing your door. And then she went and told her boss that I was being disrespectful because I was not complying with her rules on my lunch break, my unpaid lunch break. So after that day, y'all, I just ended up going outside and sitting in a parking lot. Like, it just got that serious. Like, I need my space. I need my hour to myself that I don't get paid for. I got to keep reiterating that. Just to get away from these crazy people in these jobs. So it's just like, yeah, the 9 to 5 is really not for me. I'm just ready to not be doing this no more because I just cannot deal with it.
Do you ever stop for a second and think, there's no way God put me on this earth just to work, pay bills, and die? Because I used to think that exact same thing every single morning when I'd clock in at a job that I hated. I'd wake up tired, drive to work half asleep, and tell myself, there's gotta be more to life than this. And deep down, I knew there was. We weren't created to trade time for money until the day we die. We were created to live, to create, to experience freedom, to spend time with the people we love, not just to see them for 2 hours before bed. But here's the truth. Most people never get to live that kind of life because they're too afraid to start, too afraid of failing, too afraid of looking stupid. But what if that fear is the only thing standing between you and everything you've been praying for? When I finally stopped letting fear run my life, when I bet on myself and started learning how to make money online, everything changed. God didn't just open doors. He built new ones. So if you're stuck, miserable, and you know you were meant for more, take that as your sign, because there is more to life than just surviving. You just have to be brave enough to start living it.
Hey, friendly reminder, if your company tracks exactly what time you log in every day but doesn't seem to care when you knock out like 3 days of work in 6 hours, then it's never been about productivity, it's about power.